my channel. Okay, so sorry if this intro is a little quiet. I'm gonna try to turn up the volume on my voice, but my fiance is currently sleeping, so I don't want to wake them up. But I wanted to do a quick little intro. So in this week's video, we are going to be doing how much I realistically read. So we're going to be doing reading vlog, but we're going to be seeing how much I realistically read in a week. We're starting this video on a Monday. We are going to be reading The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. I got to page 11 last night, like before I went to bed. So obviously I didn't get very far in, but this is what I will be reading for today. This is what I'll be reading to start our day off of. So now we have reading, but also when I do work full-time, so I do have a full-time job on top of reading. So my goal is to probably get at least 3 books done this week. I could probably do more, but I really just want to read because these past couple weeks I haven't been able to read that much because of just stuff going on in my life, but I really want to get a lot of reading done. So this is our first book of choice. If you don't know what The Nightingale is, The Nightingale is a historical fiction that takes place in France over World War II. So we have just been introduced to the present, so right now we're in the present. We're in I think it's in the 1990s is like our present timeline. I'm pretty sure it's 1990s. Let me double check. Yeah, 1995. So that's our present timeline. And then after that, we just started the second chapter, which is back in the 40s. Oh, well, 1939. So I was close. So we have that kind of timeline going. So that is what I've been avoiding people talking about this book just because I want to go into this book. Now, where this is a more emotional book, I am tabbing it, so I have 2 tabs here. But I always annotate books that are more emotional. Like, I can't annotate like a fluffy romance, like I can't do that. So, but like more emotional books, I do like taking the time to annotate. So this is what we'll be reading. And yeah, let's get ready to head to work. Y'all are so crooked. We're gonna ignore the fact that I have pigtails. We're just gonna leave it be. Okay, so wanted to give a little book update. So it's later in the evening. So in The Nightingale, I got to page 108. So this is what that looks like compared. So we have our older sister, Vivian. Her husband is currently fighting in the war and she has a daughter. And then we have Isabel, and she is the younger sister. She's 18, very unruly, very not wanting to follow the rules. And she is trying to find a way to fight in the war as well, so to help aid. And Vivian is very much so like a rule follower. She's like, no, we need to do what we're told, all that. But anyway, I probably should say, so we're at the part of the story where the Nazis have in fact came into their town, and they now have a soldier. He's a captain who lives with them. And Isabella is not happy about it. Vivian, she is just trying to do her best. She obviously wants to keep her daughter safe, and she just kind of, her whole thing is wanting everything to just go back as normal. Vivian is very much so like, if I ignore it, it's not going to happen and it's not going to affect me. And Isabella is very much so like, no, we need to actually do something. But I'm only 108 pages in. So far, so here's my thing. I love historical fiction. It is one of my favorite genres. I feel like it's a underrated genre, in my opinion. And Kristen Hanna is the queen of historical fiction, I feel like. She is like #1 CEO spot. Like, she is the queen of historical fiction. So the writing is absolutely fantastic. However, it is taking me a bit to get through this book. I'm really not loving either of our characters, and I understand, you know, this is like a real story. It's not meant to be someone that you like. It's not supposed to. It's, well, you know, even though these are fictional characters, this is a lot of people's realities. But I'm finding it very hard. We're doing a lot of talking in our head and not doing. You know what I mean? I feel like there's a lot of internal like monologue, and it's saying a bunch of this stuff, but I'm not getting shown what we're doing. It's very much so like this, like it's like a page and a half of this internal monologue, and then it's like, and then I stood up and went to this side of the room, and it's kind of like that. So I'm not a huge fan of that. But again, I'm only 108 pages into it. I did start annotating it. I literally have 3 tabs. But I started annotating it. This book, work today was a little hectic, which to be expected. It's a Monday, so I can't expect it to not be hectic. But yeah, so I have this. I don't know if I want to continue reading it for tonight, if I want to read something else. I don't really have anything else like in my mind that I want to read. This book is it's just taking me a little bit to get through. I wonder if it's like I don't know, like it's taking me a little bit and I'm not like living for the characters yet, but yeah, that's kind of my reading update so far. But yeah, do y'all want to know something super niche that's kind of annoying me though, is that it's like this double stacked cover. So there's like this little lip. It's like you open it and then it's like this. And here's the thing. The thing that bothers me personally about these types of covers the most is this part sticks up, which is common with paperbacks, but it sticks up and then this part lays flat. I don't know why, but it bothers me. I'm like, they either both need to be laying flat or they both need to be pulled up. But yeah, the chapters are a bit long in Kristen Hanna books. I've only read one other Kristen Hanna book, so I'm not like an expert in them. But I read The Great Alone probably 2 years ago. I think it was like 2-3 years ago. I read The Great Alone by Kristen Hanna. I actually read it for a school project when I was in college. So, well, I'm still in college, but like beginning. But yeah, I read The Great Alone. So this is my second. So I'm enjoying it. I don't know if I want to continue reading this or if I want to read a cute, fun little romance. I don't really have anything I'm particularly in the mood for. But yeah, this is pretty much my reading update. I have quite a few books on my Kindle. I've had this case on my Kindle for a while, and I've been thinking about putting my other Kindle case back on it. The only thing I don't love about this is I don't have my pop socket. That's literally it. Other than that, this case is like everything and it's giving me life. It's also a lot less bulkier, but I don't know, I miss my pop socket. I haven't had my pop socket in a minute, but I don't know. I'm kind of feeling in the mood for like a romance right now, to just kind of, because I feel like this book is taking me a little bit, so I kind of want to read like a fun, fast-paced book on top of reading this. I'm a multiple book girly. If you guys are new to my channel, I'm a multiple book kind of gal. So I have a lot of little fun romances saved. I just read a little life. Just read a little life and completely wreck mine. I don't know. I kind of want to read like a little... Have any of y'all read the Cruel Prince trilogy? Here's my thing. Have any of y'all read it, and is it good as they make it seem out to be? The only thing I know about it is there's Jude, who's the female main character, and then Carden. Is it Carden? I think that's how you say his name. But I know Jude is like worshipped on Book Talk, Bookstagram, BookTube. But like, if I read a Cruel Prince trilogy, like, am I gonna get icked out? Because that's the thing, is sometimes with reading YA romances as an adult, I can't connect to them as much. So if you guys have read the Cruel Prince trilogy, please let me know if it's good. Because I have the first book downloaded, because the first book's on Kindle Unlimited. So I have the first book downloaded, the book, The Cruel Prince. So I need to know. I want to know. So if you guys have read it, please let a girl know. I'm just sitting here with my pigtails. No. I have a whole strand. A whole strand of hair. Anytime this happens, I'm just like, I just want to like cut my hair out. Damn it. Ugh. Keep it in the family? I don't like how that sounds. That sounds kind of weird if you ask me. Fun fact, I've never read Icebreaker, which is astounding because all I ever talk about is hockey romances. I've never read Icebreaker, not like that series, the Maple Hill series. I haven't read it, which is again surprising because I feel like my whole life is sponsored by freaking hockey romances. That's the only thing I freaking read. And I'm not gonna change. Not gonna change. But it's currently 9:30. But I can read like a little bit later tonight. Okay, well, I'm gonna go figure out what book I want to read, and I will talk to you guys whenever I pick out a book, or tomorrow. We'll see. Different night, same sweatshirt. Okay, so I wanted to do a little bit of a check-in. So it is now Wednesday night. I know. But anyway, so I wanted to give my official little update. Monday, I read 108 pages of The Nightingale by Chris and Hannah. Tuesday, I didn't end up reading anything. I had a pretty busy day, so I didn't end up reading anything. And then towards the end of the night, we stayed up and watched the basketball games. And then today, Wednesday, so far at work, I read 89 pages of The Right Move by Liz Tom Ford. Reading this on my Kindle. Now, I've actually already read this book, but I really wanted to reread it because since the NBA season is starting again, me and my spouse have been literally nonstop talking about basketball. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get a little refresh of what is important when it comes to basketball. And that's this book right here. I also, when I read this book for the first time, I didn't expect to enjoy it as much as I did because I've never read a basketball like sports romance before. I'm typically like a hockey sports romance girly, and then I've read a couple football sports romances, but this is the one and only basketball sport romances I've read. So, but I'm on page 89 so far, and I'm about to call it a night. Again, today was a not the best day. I don't know if I'm genuinely about to be in, if I am in a book slump or if I'm just reading books that I don't like. Tried reading The Nightingale. I've tried my reread of Crescent City, House of Earth and Blood again. I've started and stopped A Little Life twice, but that's also because I'm like, ooh, I want to start this. And then I think about all the content warnings, and then I'm like, am I really in the best headspace to read this book? I'm gonna wait till I'm a little too happy. So probably around Christmas time when I'm like really doing good and I'm thriving and I'm doing really great mentally. that's what I'm gonna ruin my life. So I think that's what will be the best bet. All right, my melatonin's kicking in, so I'm gonna go to sleep and I'll talk to you guys in the morning. Bye. So I just finished The Right Move by Liz Ford, and now I'm gonna start reading something else. I love how this has like officially became my like update spot in this video. Okay, so you guys saw my little clip from earlier. Obviously I was at work, so I couldn't really film and give a review or thoughts or anything, but I did finish reading The Right Move by Liz Ford. I'm gonna save all of my like ratings and reviews towards the end of the video, and I have also been reading rereading Behind the Net by Stephanie Archer. If you guys know, I talk about this book series all the freaking time, and I actually read this book series this time last year, so I really wanted to reread Behind the Net, and I will 110% most likely be rereading The Fake Out before I start another book. I don't know, this book has been like, this week has been giving me strong just rereading vibes. I have not picked up The Nightingale since. I may pick it up later in the video, but I wanted to give you guys my page count for today. So today, in combined with finishing The Right Move, and I'm currently 78% into Behind the Net. I'm telling you, these books go by so fast. The Right Move and Behind the Net, the writing, like, it's just feel good vibes, and I love it personally. I love it, and I'm eating it up every single time, and I'm so excited because even though I'm 78% into this book, meaning I am so excited because that means I get to read The Fake Out next, and I'm so excited to read The Fake Out. Anyway, I read 736 pages today, so for Thursday, that is my page count. However, I'm so truly excited. I've been having a great time reading. I'm on chapter 61. Like I said, I'm 78% through the book. I am very excited. I am going to take my medicine, and then I think I'm gonna head to bed. More than likely, I'm going to at least lay down, probably read a little bit more. If I do read more, I'll add it to my page count. But anyway, thank you guys so much. Okay, I'm gonna go read or play my game. I haven't quite decided yet, but I'll let you guys know, okay? All right, I'll see you all in the morning. Bye. I'm so tired. Okay, so we have come to the end of today's video. So let's kind of recap our week. So starting off on Monday, I read 108 pages of The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. This is a historical fiction. I ended up, after I read those 108 pages, I actually did not pick this book back up, so no review or anything. So next on Tuesday, I read 0 pages. Tuesday was just kind of a very nice detox day. Me and my significant other watched basketball games, and we just kind of enjoyed each other's company. So I did not end up reading at work or when I got home. Now starting off on Wednesday. So Wednesday, I read 89 pages of The Right Move by Liz Ford on my Kindle. This is a basketball romance, and truly what inspired this was the fact that basketball is starting back up. So I was like, you know what would be fun is if I reread this, especially because when I read this for the first time, I had 0 basketball knowledge. So I was like, let me read it again now that I've been like studying, not really studying, but now that I kind of understand basketball a lot better. And you totally don't need to understand basketball. You don't really need to understand basketball to read this book, but it was fun seeing kind of the difference in things. I could picture like the actual basketball scenes a little bit better. So I read 89 pages on Wednesday. So Thursday is my biggest day of reading, which I read 903 pages. So on Thursday, I finished The Right Move by Liz Tom Ford. I gave this book a 4.5 stars. I absolutely love this book. If you guys are very much into the sunshine ex-grumpy trope, it's fake dating, and also this is the second book in the Windy City series, but again, like I said, this is a basketball sports romance. Again, you don't really need to understand basketball too much. There's not a lot of basketball talk in here. Mainly just talks about like press and stuff. That's kind of like the main thing. But yeah, so finished that book. And then I decided that it would be nice to reread one of my favorite series, which I'm sure you guys have. If you guys are frequent viewers, you guys know I always talk about these books, and that is the Vancouver Storm series. So Thursday, I reread Behind the Net, which is the first book. We are following Jamie and Pippa. I'll try not to go into too much detail because I sit and I talk about these books all the time, but this is a hockey romance series. So Jamie is the goalie on the hockey team and Pippa is hired as his assistant, but they went to high school together, so very much kind of the high school childhood friends to lovers trope. But yeah, so I gave this one a 4 stars. I love this book. I love these series. So finally, that leaves us with Friday. Friday, I finished reading The Fake Out. Again, this is the second book in the Vancouver Storm series. You are following Hazel and Rory. Rory is Jamie's best friend and Hazel is Pippa's older sister. I love this book. I gave this book 5 stars. This one is my absolute fave for sure, 100%. That left me with reading 419 pages on Friday. So in total, I read 1,519 pages this week. I feel like this is a fair, accurate representation of my reading. I am very much so someone who will either read like 1 to 2 books. I could definitely read books back to back. So some days I read multiple books depending on the length of them. Other days I read nothing, and sometimes I just read like a little bit. But yeah, I will say other than The Nightingale by Chris and Hannah, all these books are fairly short books. They're super fast paced too. So it also makes it a little easier to read. When books are fast paced, it makes it easier to kind of read a little bit faster. So that's another thing I wanted to disclose real quickly. I didn't plan on this video to turn into me rereading books, but I don't remember if I said this earlier in the video, but I've definitely been in a little bit of like a bookish, not slump, you know what, I guess a slump, because I don't know what other word to use. I definitely want to read, but I've been having a super hard time picking out books. So I thought maybe rereading some books will kind of get my interest and give me the nudge to read books that I haven't read. I don't know if anybody else gets in those moods where you have plenty of new books sitting on your shelf, but you end up just rereading books. I don't know. Could just be me. But that's definitely what was going on this week. That is going to be it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching and seeing how many pages I read in a week. So I hope you guys had fun. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that YouTuber stuff every YouTuber tells you guys how to do. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!